you know that some common nighttime habits among seniors may actually increase the risk of prostate issues, including cancer? If you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s and find yourself waking up several times a night to urinate, feeling pressure in your lower abdomen, or just sensing that something isn't quite right, you're not alone. These symptoms are far more common than you think. But here's the surprising part. Most prostate problems aren't caused by age alone. They're caused by everyday habits. In this video, we'll uncover 5 nighttime mistakes that many seniors make without realizing the damage they could be doing. These aren't myths or scare tactics. They're grounded in real clinical insights gathered over years of working with men facing these exact challenges. Things like drinking water too late, eating a heavy meal before bed, or ignoring the urge to pee can seem harmless. But for your prostate, these actions can gradually lead to strain, irritation, and long-term inflammation, especially in later years when the gland is already under stress. By the end of this video, you won't just know what these 5 habits are, you'll also learn simple, practical strategies to reverse their effects. Imagine sleeping through the night, feeling relief in your lower body, and regaining confidence, all from changing just one small habit. It's not too late to make a difference. Let's get started. Habit number 1. Drinking too much water before bed. One of the most overlooked but common habits that can put significant silent stress on the prostate is drinking too much water late in the evening. It's understandable. Many people over 60 are advised to stay well hydrated to support kidney function, digestion, and overall health. And hydration is important. But when the bulk of that water intake happens after dinner, especially in the hour or 2 before bed, it becomes more of a burden than a benefit, particularly for aging men. As men grow older, the prostate naturally enlarges. This enlargement narrows the urethra, slows down urine flow, and makes it more difficult to fully empty the bladder. Now imagine adding extra water into that already compromised system at night. Instead of enjoying deep, uninterrupted sleep, your body is forced to wake up repeatedly to deal with that excess fluid. The bladder fills, signals the brain, and the prostate, already under pressure, has to work harder to help the process. The result? Frequent nighttime urination, disturbed sleep, and added stress on an already sensitive gland. The frustrating part is that many men don't realize this is a preventable issue. They assume frequent bathroom trips are simply part of aging. But the truth is, the cycle of excess fluids leading to pressure, which in turn causes more inflammation, can be interrupted. I once spoke with an 82-year-old man named Walter. He believed in drinking 2 tall glasses of water before bed to flush out toxins, but he hadn't slept through the night in years. After a quick conversation, he adjusted his water intake, drinking more earlier in the day and cutting back after 6 p.m. Within a week, he was waking just once a night instead of 4 or 5 times. His words stuck with me. I thought I had a prostate problem. Turned out I had a timing problem. You don't need to eliminate water at night completely. Just shift most of your intake to earlier in the day. If you're thirsty before bed, take a small sip instead of a full glass. These small changes can give your prostate the break it needs, improve your sleep, and reduce the urgency and discomfort that many seniors assume is simply unavoidable. Habit number 2. Eating salty or processed foods at night. For many older adults, dinner tends to be the largest and most comforting meal of the day. Whether it's a quick frozen dinner, a bowl of canned soup, or a few slices of deli meat, these foods may seem harmless, especially after a long day. But if you're dealing with prostate issues, these late-night indulgences could be doing more harm than good. The primary concern isn't just the salt content, it's what high sodium and processed foods do inside your body. Salty foods cause your body to retain more water during the day, As your system tries to rebalance itself overnight, it pushes out the extra fluid while you sleep. This increases nighttime urination, adds pressure on the bladder, and indirectly burdens your already sensitive prostate. But the problem goes deeper than just how often you wake up at night. When you eat a salty or processed meal, your kidneys and circulatory system must work harder and longer into the evening. Instead of shifting into a restful, restorative state, your body remains active and on alert. For men with an enlarged prostate, this creates additional swelling, tension, and irritation in the pelvic region. You wake up groggy, inflamed, and less rested than when you went to bed. I recall a 76-year-old man named Glenn who struggled with frequent nighttime urination. "I don't get it," he told me. "I don't drink water late, and I always go before bed." But after we reviewed his evening meals, it became clear he was loading up on processed, salty foods every night. Canned chili, frozen TV dinners, and salty snack mixes. Once Glenn began eating lighter dinners with fresh vegetables, lean protein, and much less sodium, his symptoms drastically improved. Within just 3 nights, he told me, "I didn't realize how much tension I was carrying down there." The prostate responds to the overall condition of your body, not just liquids. High sodium, highly processed foods alter that balance. They raise blood pressure, slow circulation, and make it more difficult for the body to drain fluids efficiently. This means more pressure on your bladder, more irritation to the prostate, and more trips to the bathroom, right when you're supposed to be getting deep sleep. Instead of going to bed full of salt and preservatives, opt for a gentler, cleaner dinner. Think steamed vegetables, grilled chicken or fish, a bowl of brown rice, or even warm oatmeal. Meals like these nourish your body without overstimulating it, giving your prostate a better chance to rest and recover overnight. If you're finding this information helpful, drop a number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a tip that could change your nights and your health for the better. Let's move on to the next habit. Habit number 3, holding in urine during the night. It's a scenario many older men know well. You wake up in the middle of the night with the urge to urinate, but instead of getting up, you roll over and try to fall back asleep. Maybe you're too tired, maybe it feels unnecessary, or maybe you're simply used to pushing through the discomfort. But what you might not realize is that ignoring your body's signal to urinate can quietly take a toll on both your bladder and your prostate. When you resist the urge to go, your bladder continues to fill and expand. That might seem harmless at first, but over time, this repeated stretching can weaken the bladder walls. They become thinner, less elastic, and more prone to irritation. The real problem comes when that excess urine starts to build pressure within the lower urinary tract. If your prostate is already enlarged, which is common with age, that pressure has nowhere to go. It pushes back onto the prostate, leading to more inflammation, sluggish flow, and eventually a higher risk of urinary tract infections. This isn't just a matter of comfort, it's a mechanical issue. A bladder that's consistently overfilled can have trouble fully emptying later on. That leftover urine becomes a breeding ground for bacteria, increasing the risk of infection, urgency, and painful irritation. For an older man dealing with a sensitive or swollen prostate, this can make a tough situation even worse. I once met an 81-year-old named Leonard who confessed that he never got up during the night unless it was absolutely necessary. "I just hate getting out of bed," he said, but he also mentioned waking up with a tight feeling in his lower belly and often feeling like he couldn't fully empty his bladder in the morning. After we spoke, I encouraged him to simply respond to the urge just once or twice a night when needed. Within a few days, he noticed a clear difference: less pressure, better flow, and a more comfortable start to his mornings. "Turns out my body was telling me what it needed," he said. I was just ignoring it. The body's signals are built in for a reason. That gentle nudge to get up and go is more than just a sleep disruption. It's a sign that your bladder and prostate are asking for relief. Of course, no one wants to be up every hour. That's why it's so important to manage evening fluid intake and avoid salty or processed foods at night. But when the urge to urinate comes, don't ignore it. Answer the call, even if it means a short trip to the bathroom. Your body, and especially your prostate, will thank you for it in the long run. Habit number 4, sleeping on your stomach. Of all the habits that can affect prostate health, sleeping on your stomach might seem like an unlikely culprit. It's a position many people adopt out of comfort or long-standing routine, especially as they age. But for men over 60, this seemingly harmless posture can quietly contribute to pelvic tension, disrupted circulation, and worsening prostate symptoms, all without you realizing it. When you sleep on your stomach, your body weight shifts forward, pressing down on your lower abdomen, bladder, and pelvic region. While the pressure may feel mild or unnoticeable in the moment, it's actually constant and cumulative over the course of 6 to 8 hours every night. That subtle weight becomes a persistent stressor on the area surrounding your prostate. The prostate gland is small but incredibly sensitive to even minor changes in pressure and blood flow. Repeated night after night compression can interfere with proper circulation, restrict the drainage of fluids through the lower urinary tract, and aggravate inflammation in an already enlarged prostate. This can result in waking up with lower abdominal tightness, slower urine flow, increased urgency, and lingering discomfort throughout the day. I once spoke with a 74-year-old man named Harold who had started waking up each morning with a strange tightness in his lower belly. At first, he thought it was digestion-related, but as we explored his nightly habits, one detail stood out. He always fell asleep on his stomach with one leg curled to the side. This posture, though comforting, was silently adding pressure to his pelvic area every night. I suggested he try sleeping on his side with a pillow between his knees to align his hips and relieve pelvic strain. A few weeks later, Harold told me, "I didn't realize how much tension I was holding down there until I let it go." You don't need to radically change the way you sleep overnight, but experimenting with new sleeping positions can make a surprising difference. Side sleeping, especially on your left side, has been shown to reduce pressure on internal organs and promote healthier circulation throughout the pelvic area. It also makes it easier for the bladder to drain completely, which can reduce nighttime urination. Some men also find relief by slightly elevating their legs with a pillow or wedge under their knees. This gentle incline takes some of the gravitational pressure off the bladder and prostate, helping the body relax more fully during sleep. It's a small change, but one with powerful potential. Think about it. Your body spends 1/3 of its life lying down. If your sleeping position is contributing to pelvic stress, then every night becomes an opportunity to either heal or aggravate your symptoms. If you're waking up multiple times to urinate, feeling pressure in your lower abdomen, or simply not feeling rested in the morning, take a moment to reflect on how you sleep. Try switching to a side position or adding support pillows to minimize tension. You might be surprised at how much better you feel after just a few nights of adjusting your sleep posture. If you found this tip helpful, type number 4 in the comments to let me know you're still following along. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit the bell icon to stay updated so you don't miss the next powerful habit that could transform your nights and support your prostate health. Let's keep going. Now it's time for habit number 5. Habit no. 5. Ignoring the urge to urinate before bed. It may sound like a small thing, so small in fact that many men hardly think twice about it. You're finally in bed, you're comfortable, and even though you feel a slight urge to urinate, You tell yourself, "I'll just wait until morning." For younger men, that might not be a big deal. But for older men, especially those over 60 or those dealing with an aging or enlarged prostate, ignoring that final urge before sleep can silently sabotage your prostate health and your night's rest. Here's why this matters more than you think. When you go to sleep with even a partially full bladder, that urine sits there for hours, putting gentle but consistent pressure on the bladder walls. That pressure doesn't just stop there, it radiates into the surrounding pelvic region, including the prostate. Over time, this seemingly minor habit creates low-level stress and tension in an already sensitive area. The result? Increased inflammation, slower urine flow, and a greater likelihood of nighttime urgency or discomfort in the morning. The prostate naturally enlarges with age, which already narrows the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. So when you add the extra burden of holding urine overnight, you create the perfect storm for discomfort. Stagnant urine becomes a breeding ground for bacteria, increasing the chances of irritation or even low-grade infections. And if your bladder doesn't fully empty in the morning, that leftover volume continues to stress the system throughout the day. I once spoke with a 69-year-old man named Peter. He told me he had gotten into the habit of skipping that last trip to the bathroom. "I never felt like I had to go that badly, so I just didn't," he explained. But over the years, he noticed he was waking up more frequently during the night and often struggled to fully empty his bladder in the morning. When he made the simple change of visiting the bathroom every night before sleep, regardless of how strong the urge was, things improved dramatically. He experienced fewer nighttime wake-ups, better flow in the morning, and a general feeling of relief. "It felt like I finally gave my body a break," he told me. That's the key point. Urination isn't just about urgency, it's about maintenance. Emptying your bladder before bed helps reset your lower urinary tract. It gives your prostate space to relax and reduces internal pressure while you sleep. Even if you don't feel the urge strongly, responding to that final signal supports your body's natural rhythm and reinforces healthy habits. For many men, the easiest way to implement this is to make it part of a nightly routine. Just like brushing your teeth or washing your face, visiting the bathroom before bed becomes a final signal to your body, "We're done for the day." And it doesn't matter how much you actually urinate. It's the act that matters. It's not about emptying a full tank. It's about taking care of your system before resting. Over time, this simple habit can help reduce prostate swelling, ease nighttime urgency, and support a calmer, more restorative sleep. Your mornings may begin with less pressure, fewer bathroom trips, and a more energized start. Far too many men accept prostate problems as a normal part of aging. Frequent nighttime urination, constant pressure in the lower abdomen, and that nagging sense of not fully emptying. It all starts to feel like just another thing to tolerate. But what if it's not just aging? What if it's habit? In this video, we explored 5 common nighttime behaviors that silently burden the prostate. 1. Drinking too much water late in the evening. 2. Eating salty or highly processed dinners. 3. Holding in urine during the night. 4. Sleeping in positions that add pressure to the pelvic area. 5. Ignoring the urge to urinate before bed. None of these habits are dramatic or obviously harmful, but over time, they quietly work against your body. They build pressure where there should be relief, tension where there should be rest, and inflammation where healing is needed. The good news? You don't need expensive supplements, drastic lifestyle changes, or complicated routines. What your prostate needs most is for you to stop doing the things that stress it. Let it rest. Give it space. Support its function by listening to your body and working with it, not against it. So, which of these 5 habits have you been doing without realizing it? Which one will you change tonight? Leave a comment and share your experience. Even the smallest change could lead to better sleep, smoother mornings, and a healthier, more comfortable life ahead. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and turn on notifications. There's more to come that can truly make a difference. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know one valuable thing you learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your feedback means a lot to us and helps keep this community growing strong. Reading your comments is a real source of encouragement, and we truly appreciate every word. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support allows us to keep creating meaningful content that informs, empowers, and inspires people like you. Thank you again for watching, and we're excited to have you with us on this journey. Stay well, take care of yourself, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.